Welcome back to the Alpha Plug channel, your hub for fight news and pop culture news. My name is Techno, and today I'm here with the one, the only, the Mr. Ben Knights. How you doing today, Ben?
Yes, brother, I'm doing good. Thank you. Yourself?
Thank you for coming on. We very much appreciate Alpha Plug. Um, Might as well let's just get in. Let's get plugged in. So Ben,
Let's
obviously,
go.
obviously you have been coming out with a lot of statements. Some people might think it's true, some people might think it's delusion. Either way, you want to get your name out there. And obviously one name that came up was Mr. Tempo Arts, the current heavyweight champion of Misfits. What's your opinion on him outside of boxing? Do you think he's a good person or do you hate his guts?
Nah, of course. You know what it is, bro. Obviously, I'll keep it real like I do every time. Tempo's a good lad. I respect what he's done. The weight loss is amazing, and it's hard to hate. You see me giggling. He's a lovely guy. He's going to be my worst enemy on fight week, and there ain't going to be no friends.
Obviously going from that, you have a lot of respect for him, but obviously it is just the fight game. Do you have the same feelings to other fighters in the heavyweight division, or is there like some animosity between you? Because I'm curious as to if there's someone that you're gunning for a potential fight with, if you are to beat your opponent coming up, or and potentially beat Tempo as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk over Twitter from Chase. He's a bitch, bro, and he won't ever say any of the things he does over Twitter to my face. Let me tell you that for free. I'm not like Tempo. Tempo's a nice, calm guy. You understand? If he spoke to me the way he does over Twitter, I'd punch him straight in his face, bro. It ain't gonna go like that.
So Chase Damore is obviously one name that you're interested in fighting. Um, And obviously, you have spoken about a little something called double champ status, which is something we've never seen in influencer boxing, and it reminds me of what Conor McGregor did back in the UFC many years ago. Is that what you're trying to emanate when it comes to like your place in influencer boxing? Do you want to be seen as the Conor McGregor?
Nah, well, obviously, I wouldn't ever disrespect any big professional fighters like that, bro. Obviously, this is the influencer game. I'll never be compared to Conor McGregor. He's a legend in the fighting scene. But I am an entertainer, bro. And I'm going to do what a lot of people forget to do, and that's entertain. I've got the personality for it, the charisma, and I'm going to put on a show no matter what it is.
I can understand that as someone who works for a YouTube channel and does go into a lot of Twitter spaces and try to build a name for himself. Obviously, promotion and entertainment are the biggest things you've got in your arsenal as an influencer boxer because a lot of people who watch influencer boxing aren't watching it for the boxing. Like not everyone will. I'm someone who watches it for the boxing and for entertainment as a boxing enthusiast, but a lot of them are people who are getting into the scene because their favorite influencers are fighting. So that like the entertainment and promotion is something that a lot of fighters don't seem to be taking into account and focusing purely on the boxing when a lot of their fans might not be joining it for that. And that's something I think a lot of fighters are missing the chance for. And from what I can see, you're not one of those fighters because you recognize the importance of promotion, and that's why you're coming out with a lot of outlandish statements. And obviously, some people might agree or disagree with you, but you're getting your name out there, and I feel like a lot of people should follow you on that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree 100%. The first thing I ever said when I got the opportunity was, obviously, I've been waiting for this time a lot. I'm so appreciative to get this chance. Like it's such a big thing for me. But from what I've watched, a lot of the Misfits cards nowadays, no disrespect to anyone here, a lot of the fighters are very boring. They don't bring a personality. And to be honest, bro, if you want to watch the best boxing, you ain't gonna come over to Misfits, are you? You're gonna go watch the Garcias, Tyson Furies, Anthony Joshua. You're not going to come and watch this. They want to see a personality, and that is what I've got. And a lot of these people forget. They think they're pro, they're not. You are an entertainer. You need to entertain the people. People are going to buy into it by the things you say and how you act. And a lot of people don't understand that.
You're not wrong about that. A lot of people just don't seem to understand the importance of promotion, and that's why Mams has recently come out saying that he's not exactly eyeing up small creators to fight on his cards because of the issues they had with Most Wanted. Um, but speaking of Mr. Mams Taylor, I've got a bit of a question for you. Let's say Mr. Mams Taylor were on this call right now and he offered you the chance to find the main event, but you had to give him a reason why. What's the one reason that you feel like you deserve a main event and that could convince Mr. Mams Taylor to give you it?
Right now, I feel like I'm in no position to ask for a main event. Obviously, I'm coming up for my first fight. We can talk maybe after I've beat the heavyweight champ and I've actually got a belt and some sort of status. But I can definitely say I've got the personality. I'm gonna make people want to watch whether they want me to lose, want me to win. They're gonna tune in because of the way I act. You understand?
I can understand that. What I also want to know is a lot of for one, we know KSI trains with shoot fighters and they have a lot of like big guys there and a lot of well-known fighters like Derek Chisora and Michael Venom Page. And we've seen other fighters get pros in. I recently had an interview with Tina Snow, and she revealed that she did some stuff with the Mayweather gym. I'm curious as to if you have done sort of training with them with that sort of level, or are you training with anybody like that? Anybody that's like big, like any famous trainers, any famous boxers you've been sparring with, or any famous MMA fighters?
Obviously, I'm from Birmingham and I moved up to South London this fight with James Wallace, my coach, Team JW Training, you might have heard of on social medias. He's one of the best in England. He's amazing. He will get you disciplined and ready for a fight. I've been to many different gyms and sparred many different people. One of the main people I spar is actually a sparring partner of Dillian White. I spar a lot of bare knuckle fighters who are very big and strong, people that replicate tempo right now. Obviously, that's who I'm fighting. A lot of big guys that have big shots in them. Um, just people that replicate tempo. That's basically who I've been sparring, but their levels above him, if you understand.
Because yeah, that makes sense. Because you want to get more. You want to like experience what a pro fighter would go through because it trains your brain to think like a pro fighter. I remember True Geordie once mentioned in a preview for KSI versus Logan Paul 2 how Vidal trained JJ to have instant reflexes when was going to throw a punch at him, and that's something that I feel like you need to have in training and sparring is you want your brain to be able to tell you things that your body can't because your body might react too late, but your brain can tell you you need to move this direction or you need to dodge that punch. And then once you've done that, you'll have instant reactions to what your brain is telling you, and then you know that you'll be safe. But also, speaking of Mr. Vidal Riley, he recently defended his English cruiserweight championship belt, and he's potentially going to be going up to fight the full champion, hopefully, and become a world champion. Do you see Vidal getting to that level, like right now, or do you feel like it would take a bit longer?
To be honest with you, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't. I did watch his recent fight, which he did win, but I haven't really seen him in any other fights, and he wasn't that impressive from the last fight that I did see. Bearing in mind that is the only fight I have seen of him, but I do like him. I wish him all the best, but I can't really comment if I've only seen one fight.
That's fair. Obviously, Vidal is a pro fighter, and obviously he got involved in the scene because he was the trainer of KSI. But obviously, you need to be a bit more of a boxing fan to like follow Vidal fully now. But I can understand that. But here's something I usually try ask everyone I interview. Um, Obviously we've mentioned KSI, but we've also have his arch enemy Jake Paul, and what do you think of Jake Paul's career right now? Do you because a lot of people are saying that he's going backwards, and recently he's got into a bit of controversy for or coming up to fight Mr. Mike Tyson. What are your thoughts?
Um, I think he's a very, very clever man. I feel like he knows what he's doing with every move he makes. Like you can't knock his grind, the dedication. I'm not a big fan of.
Oh,
Yes, obviously with Jake Paul, like saying he's a very clever man, and yeah, you can either hate him or love him, but I don't personally like him. But with what he's done and the marketing that he's done, he's a very, very smart man, and I think he's going backwards, definitely going forward.
fair enough. A lot of people would probably disagree with you on that one, but your opinion is opinion. But speaking of Jake Paul, something I try ask a lot of the people I interview is we have like the big pro fights like Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis, Anthony Joshua versus Alexander and Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, Fury versus Usyk. One of those fights that we have the equivalent of in our scene is KSI versus Jake Paul. How do you see that fight going if it is somehow made, and how do you see the fight going? Who wins and by what way?
I think KSI would win. I don't know because I'm a KSI fanboy, or I'm being real, but I do think KSI's awkward technique, the way he fights is not usual. Very difficult for Jake, with someone that fights how KSI does. It does make it very awkward and difficult to nullify and to find sparring like how he fights. So yeah, I do think it could cause a problem for him, and I do think KSI would win.
That's I can understand that as a KSI fan myself. I'd want KSI to win, but obviously here at Alpha Plug, we try to remain as unbiased as possible because obviously we want to we're a news channel. We don't want to be too biased, but obviously I appreciate your opinion on that. But my next question is, do you see yourself having like a long-term career in influence boxing? Because you definitely have the aspirations for it, but obviously this will be your first fight, and it's never your first fight is never easy. Like, do you see yourself having a long-term career, or is this going to be like a one and done thing if things go poorly for you?
Yeah, I definitely think it's something that will be long term. Like I say, the personality is unmatched. I'm going to bring something new to the influence again, which all these other influencers should already be doing, but that is entertaining, like I say, which a lot of them do not do.
Who would you say is like the biggest culprit of that? I want to try get some like perspective on who people believe is the worst at promoting because obviously a lot of people might mention, oh, this guy doesn't even do anything. This guy doesn't deserve the opportunity because he doesn't promote. Like, who would you say is like the one that should get the most criticism?
It's hard to say. There is quite a few of them. Um, but one of them I would say is my opponent, Tempo. I do feel like he is quite boring in interviews, like in the face off and that. Obviously, I know he does suffer from social anxiety, so he's getting better with all of the old Pappy, King Kenny, um, all the bigger ones, bro. Like I feel like they've got so far in it, and they think they don't like. Don't find them that entertaining, bro. Apart from, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're bad at fighting on the night. The conferences and the weigh-ins is very boring, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. And as someone who has suffered from social anxiety, social awkwardness, as someone who has struggles with talking to people, I understand about tempo because I understand how he feels. But obviously, in this kind of scene, entertainment and promotion is your biggest weapon. You can either be your biggest weapon or your biggest weakness when it comes to when it comes to the influencer scene, because you might not use your strengths fully, which is promotion, because as an entertainer, that's what you're meant to do. But I want to get like a bit more of like a personal view for this question. I want you to look into your camera. Just imagine Tempo Art is right there. I want you to tell him what you're gonna do on fight night.
Tempo on fight night. I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna take you to waters, deep, deep waters. I'm gonna drown you out, and I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna beat you every single round. So bad that you don't want to get back in the ring, and you won't even want the rematch when I offer it you to get the belt back. Because, bro, I put too much work in to lose this fight, and I hope you were ready.
I don't think you need to say any more, my guy. Honestly, I think you just said what I think what anybody in your position would say. Thank you for coming on for the to the Afterplug channel, Ben, for this interview. Have you got anything you'd want to say right now? Any final words?
That's everything. Obviously, thank you for coming, letting me come on and interviewing me.
Of course. Thank you everybody for watching this interview. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Alpha Plug channel. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts. Anything you want to get off your chest before we end this?
Guys, get ready to see my face a lot because I'm here to stay.
Make sure to follow us on all our socials at Alpha Plug. And until next time, keep plugged in.